Hi, I'm Tim Alden with Alden School of Leather Trades. Today's Tuesday tip, I'm going to show you how I do my floral filigree belts. I just use an X-Acto blade because I don't do enough of them to justify special tools to do this. The main thing is the design of your belt, and go slow and be careful for your personal safety and the belt safety. So anyway, as far as the design goes, you want to make sure and run all of your elements out to the borders. So if you have a sticker or a turn back that doesn't go quite to the border and you have to background it, you can create a tab that could catch on something and pull up. It's just not as sturdy as if you run everything touching the border. You have a good solid amount of material holding things together. It's a little dangerous, so you might want to have yourself some Kevlar gloves because you're going to be pushing into the blade. You want a good sharp blade, and so I change my blade often. So part of having a good sharp blade, you want the tip to be crisp. Sometimes you'll break it off on the table, and I go ahead and change it. So it'll go down in there easy. I keep my belt flat on the table, and I always have the part that's uncut facing me. That way it's more stable when I'm pushing it into the blade. And you want to have your arm down. That way there's a little bit of resistance and you don't accidentally just push too far forward and cut your fingers. And if you can, you want your fingers to be in a position that way if you did break loose, they'd go past the blade. You don't want them directly pointing towards the blade. So I'm just going to rock my X-Acto forward as I inch my belt into the blade, cutting along my beveled edges. The key is to just go slow, be patient. If you get in a hurry, you can cut over one of your elements or cut yourself, which would be even worse. Sometimes you'll need to pick the belt up, just kind of saw with your X-Acto until you get those little plugs out. If you have to pull on that little tab too much, there's too much leather there, come in and cut it. If you pull on that, it'll create little fuzz. It's hard to get rid of. So one of the other things that you'll notice is this belt blank is only 5 ounces thick. My floral belts generally start with a 9-10 ounce on the top side, and then I line them with a 2-3 ounce. It'd be a lot harder to cut those background pieces out of a 9-10 ounce belt. So if you start with a thinner belt and then put a thicker background behind it, it'll still have the same stability and support that your 9-10 ounce belt does, but it's going to be way easier to cut these pieces out. Okay, you'll notice as we approach the tip where I punch the holes for the belt, I've actually backgrounded a couple of spots towards the inside of the belt where I feel that the belt needs to be solid. This is going to get a lot of wear in this area, and I don't want anything coming loose. So other than that, one of the things when you cut out this border, there will be some fuzzies and it'll be a little bit lighter color. So when you have these fuzzies, you can take a lighter from underneath. You don't want to light the whole thing on fire. You want to move it pretty quick. You want to be in a well ventilated area, but you can burn some of those off. It's also going to make it a little bit darker in there. You don't want to hold it there too long. You want to move it around, but you can burn off a lot of those fuzzies. You can see darkens it a little bit on the back side, and it'll darken it a little bit where you've cut the fresh leather. So once we get that all cut out, we're just going to glue it down to the inlay piece. We only want to put glue on this side. We're going to be real careful not to get it in the cutouts. We're going to get it on there, get it sucked down. It's going to be stitched around the outside. Once this is glued down and dried, we're going to glue this and make sure it's stuck down to our liner real well, stitched around the outside. It's going to be good and solid. Shout out to my buddy Joe Vardanega for ordering this belt. We've been buddies since junior rodeo days, and I hope you like it. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe to our page, like or comment if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.